Hey guys, how are you all doing? I hope you're all very well. Welcome back to another video in this PS3 series. In this video, I'm going to show you how to access PlayStation Network on your CFW Jailbroken PlayStation 3. Now, it is a real easy process to get online, but I must say that it's not 100% safe. There is still a chance of you getting banned, but doing this method, there's a reduced chance of you getting banned. So just keep that in mind. It's not 100% safe that you won't get banned. Now, I use a account that I made up. You know, I'm not too worried about if I lose the account, if I get banned or anything. But just keep that in mind that there is a chance of you getting banned. So an application we're going to want to install is a homebrew application called Psm Patch. I'll show you how to install that in a little bit. Now, a bit about Psm Patch. Basically, it's going to delete our previous history. It's going to spoof us into version 4.83, and all them things are just going to help us avoid being banned. Now, obviously, you're not going to want to just go online as is now without any applications. Sony will be able to track your history, you know, what applications you use and what applications you have used, and they will detect you using CFW, and you will get banned. So it's best to do this method to try and avoid that. As I mentioned, it's going to spoof us into version 4.83. Basically, as you know, this PlayStation 3 is running version 4.82. And to access PlayStation Network, we're going to need the latest version, 4.83. So what PSN Patch will do, it will spoof us into looking like we are running 4.83 when we're still running 4.82. Therefore, it's going to let us access PlayStation Network. So yeah, it is a very simple process. I'm going to go over to the computer now and show you the website where I'm going to download the application and how to install it. So we'll move over to the computer now. So we're now over to the computer, and this is the application you're going to want to download, Psm Patch here. Now, Brewology is a fantastic website for all your homebrew applications and stuff. I think I used it in a previous video as well when I installed some homebrew applications. A fantastic website for homebrew applications. I really do recommend you check it out. Of course, I'll leave the link to this specific download in the description as well, so you can go ahead and download it. So all you're going to want to do is go down the bottom and hit download. I've already downloaded it just to speed up the process of the video a little bit more. So once you've downloaded it, you're going to want to go and plug in your USB stick. As you can see, I've just done now. There we go. And as always, you're going to want to make sure this USB stick is formatted to FAT32. I have some other applications on here because I use this USB stick with a PlayStation. Just ignore them. Just make sure your USB is formatted to FAT32. And all you're going to want to do is, with the file we've just downloaded here, as you can see, Psm Patch is a .package file. You want to move this directly onto the root of the USB drive, so right onto the root of the drive. So, you know, you got all these folders here, but you want the file right on the root of the drive. And that is really it. That's all we got to do on the computer. We're now going to move over to the PlayStation 3 and plug our USB stick in. So we're now back over on the PlayStation. I have the USB stick plugged in, as you can see. Now, I've showed you how to install package files before, but I'm going to show you again just in case you're a new viewer and you just want to know how to do this specific method, if you just want to know how to access PlayStation Network. So I'll show you again. What you want to do on this game tag on your custom firmware homepage, you want to go to Package Manager, Install Package Files, Standard, and if everything you did was correct, you will see the file pop up here. As you can see, Psm Patch. All you're going to want to do is hit X on that, and that should install really quickly. It's only a small file, so it should be done really quickly. As you can see, that's all complete. And then down here now we'll have a application called Psm Patch, as you can see. Now, if you're going to want to play a game online, which is more than likely the reason you're going to be accessing PlayStation Network, you're going to want to mount the game first, and you'll see why shortly. So simply go into your homebrew applications, whatever app you use to launch your games. I use Multiman here, so we're going to go into Multiman quickly. So we're in Multiman now. We're going to select the game we want to play. For example, we're just going to use Black Ops here. And as you can see, the game is now mounted. So when you have the little disc icon on the Games tab, that means your game is now mounted. Now, you're going to want to make sure your game is mounted. As I said, you'll see why shortly. If you're using a physical disc of the game, then you're not going to have a problem. Or if you have your games, you know, on your dashboard or anything, you're not going to have a problem with that. But if you're running, you know, backed up games or whatever, you're going to want to make sure you mount the game beforehand. So with that done, we're going to want to now go over to Psm Patch and launch that. As you can see, we'll be brought to this page here. And we're going to be selecting X, so you can see spoof IDPS PSID and disable custom firmware. So all you're going to want to do is press X, and you'll hear the PlayStation beep, and it will restart. You can see now it's going to restart. We now have PSN Patch enabled. Now the reason I told you to mount your games beforehand if you're playing backed up games is because PSN Patch will disable custom firmware, will disable homebrew. So as you can see, any of our homebrew applications we cannot access now because PSN Patch has disabled that, and the reason it's done that is so that Sony can't track us, can't track what apps we're using, what apps we've been on, and so on and so forth. So that's why you need to mount your games beforehand, because you won't be able to launch them with PSN Patch enabled. We can now go ahead and select sign in. Now something I like to do is make sure sign in automatically is turned off. Simply because this PlayStation that I'm using is always connected to the internet. So when I launch up the custom firmware, when I first turn the PlayStation on, I don't want it connected into PlayStation Network because it's going to get me banned. It's going to detect, Sony are going to detect what I'm up to. So I want to make sure sign in automatically is off so that I can only sign in when I want to. So then we're going to go ahead and hit sign in. And hopefully, as you'll see, we should access PlayStation Network now. As you can see, we are signed in. So we're now online, as you can see. So we'll go ahead and launch the game just to show you guys that it is fully working and we are on PlayStation Network. And as you can see, we're now into the online section of the game. So we're going to go ahead and find a game just to show you guys that it's all working. And as you can see there, we've connected with other players. We're now online and we'll be going into a multiplayer game shortly. So yeah, as you can see, it is all fully working. I find that the easiest and the best method. There is several different apps that you can use for the same sort of process, such as Psm Enabler as well. But the reason I use PSN Patch is because I love how simple it is and how easy it is to activate. So that's the reason I use that application. But you know, if you want to use any different ones, like I said, Psm Enabler works a very similar way as well. So you can go ahead and use that as well. So yeah, it was really quite a short video. It's a very simple process. But it's the best way to avoid getting banned and the best way to get online and play some multiplayer on PlayStation Network. So yeah, hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. Hopefully it helped some of you. As always, it'd be great if you could like the video, and I'll see you again next time. Goodbye.